Hey Al, so today we're going to touch the topic of soul contracts. And mainly because I recently got a comment, or more like a person sent me an email, gave me the agreement list they've had and just wanted some help with like how should they do the session, how should they address the agreement thing, because like they had like 50, 60 agreements on the list, and I was like, well, I'm going to look through it and see what I can do, see what I can help. And so, this whole video is like, just my insights. I'm not going to go too much into the details of how to do the sessions and different things, but I'll just give like a tip or like something like how I do it and how, or like a few things that are helping me, for example. And like, I think like if it's useful for you, great. If it's not, then let me know. If you have any questions regarding soul contracts, let me know as well, because I can just pick those up and answer. And today I just like finally found a moment where I can sit down, like done with my work and stuff, so finally can sit down and just make a video. I'm sort of in the mood, which is a good thing. Um, so yeah, like Rich and I made a video today earlier in the morning, and now it's like 8 p.m. And here I am making a video. So anyway, when it comes to soul contracts, one of the main things that's like really important is what sort of thing you address. Now, a lot of people would like, everyone has issues in life, on like lots of topics or like lots of areas in life, like health and career and work and money, relatives, relationships, how you personally feel. Like a lot of people feel like they're unworthy, feeling like weak, feeling like they're bad, not good enough. Like there's all kinds of issues. Every person has their own thing. So how should we generalize it for everyone so that everyone, or like at least most people who watch this video, could find something useful in this? So when I go and do sessions on myself, I try to be very specific. What am I gonna work on? What am I gonna address? Now, if you pick something like, you're working on soul contracts, so you're gonna remove agreements on soul contract agreements that are limiting you in your life right now regarding, like just like you're working on health. Health is a huge topic. What do you mean, like health? Like, are you going like for me? I have myopia. So, am I gonna address that I have myopia, or am I gonna address it my like something hurts, like maybe something with your teeth, maybe something with your spine, maybe like your body aches, maybe you're not stretching enough, and like all kinds of issues regarding your health. But just generalizing health is too much because like if you pick okay issues with health and then you list out the agreements and you list out like 50 things or 20 or like no matter how much, but like this hurts, this aches, I don't like this, like because of that I cannot do something else. You will list out things, but that sort of thing will not help you too much because like at the end of the session when you revoke all the agreements regarding your huge item, you've touched like lots of topics. You removed agreement or two regarding tons of issues, but not enough on one. So when it comes to me doing sessions, for example, and I'm talking like I think really fast, I don't know, like I'm not in that place where I can talk slowly and stuff, like or I don't know, I'm just like feeling weird. Anyway, when I'm doing sessions, I try to be very precise and specific of what I'm gonna address. So you choose a specific area in your life that like you might have an issue right now that's present at the moment. You might have an issue that you have interest in. As in, well, something happened like I don't know a week ago, a month ago, but it's still there. You think about it from time to time, and it's like you can just address it and just go for it if you have the interest. So your interest, your skills, your feeling state, just like how you feel, and if that thing is present right now, good. If it happened like 50 years ago and you're not thinking about it, but you just remember it, you don't necessarily have to address it because like address something that is present at the moment right now. So what are some of the things that are happening to your life right now that are not good, that are like sort of negative, not helping you, not serving you, like addressing that, and just go pick the big general area to find out something specific. As in, are you going to pick health? Are you going to pick friendships? Are you going to pick work, career, I don't know, money, all kinds of things. So you pick something big area and specific, like, okay, I'm interested in health. Now, what is it with health? This is where you start to break down things. What is it with health, for example, health or work, or like some people don't have enough time. Some people like just have certain things like not feeling good enough, feeling like unworthy, feeling unhappy, all kinds of things. So if you have an issue and bigger area, like I'm just not feeling good about myself. Okay, what is it that you're not feeling good about yourself? And you list out things like, okay, I'm feeling unhappy, I'm depressed, I'm like I don't know, things that are like things that would be issues right now in your life that are not serving you. For me, the biggest thing would be or was communication issues, because like as a kid I grew up in a place where it was really hard for me to communicate. To come up to people, I would be scared as hell. I would be shaking. I would be really hard to, I would be like having a really hard time talking. My throat would lock up, my body would hurt, like I would have all these kinds of issues. So for me, communication area is huge. And now you have this huge item right here, and so you're gonna pick it out, like what is it that you want to work on? Having a hard time communicating with who? And then you list out specific people, like, but don't put them in the list all along. Like having a hard time communicating with my friends Jimmy, Amy, Sam, and like you just list out tons of people. Don't do that. Pick them one by one. Like having a hard time talking to Eric, having a hard time talking to, I don't know, like, just pick that specific person, for example. And for me, it would be like, having a hard time talking to, I don't know, my mom, my dad, my brother, I would address that specific area. And then what is it, like, what's so hard about me having a hard time talking to my brother, communicating to him or something like that. And then that's where, when you have a specific item, and I'm just doing it in generalized, I'm like not putting it correctly, I think, I said like not English grammarly collected correctly or something like that. Sorry about that. But anyway, let's say having a hard time communicating with, I don't know, Rich 2150X, for example. And okay, so having a hard time communicating with Rich 2150X would be my item. But I'm just like randomizing it to have something specific. So you have communication area. You might have health, you might have career, you might have something else, like, cars, driving, something else, you pick that. And so now that you have a big area, you break it down what is specifically wrong with that, what is not serving you, what are some of the issues regarding communication, regarding health, regarding your job, regarding driving, regarding eating, regarding like whatever. You have the big area, you break it down and see what kind of issues you have in that area. Now, when you break down the issues that you have in that area, as in communication, so communication, like when I communicate, my throat hurts. When I communicate, I get stressed out. When I communicate, let's say making a video, I get shy. When I communicate, I'm talking too fast. When I communicate, I stress. And like, there's all the things, like, I'm stressing out when I'm talking. I talk too fast when I make a video. And like, these would be items that I would pick regarding communication. So let's say having a hard time talking to Rich, or maybe even like talking too fast when I'm making a video. Okay, so talking too fast when making a video would be my item. I have communication. Talking too fast when I'm making a video is my item that I'm going to work on. That's the issue regarding the communication. So now that you have your item, you're going to look for the agreements you have. Now, we're looking for soul contract agreements and everyday mundane agreements. The difference is soul contract agreements are the agreements that we have before we incarnate into this world. As in, before you're born and you're going through that sort of stuff, and you agree to tons of things. So you have agreement before you incarnate. Now, after you're born and after you live for however long you've lived here, you will experience all kinds of things in your life. You will go through good stuff, through hard stuff, and your experience will shape your reality. As in, someone might, as a kid, everyone's teaching us how to walk, how to talk, how to express yourselves, how to, all these things that our parents are raising in us. And we go to school and we have to learn how to be shut, how to not talk, how to sit, how to be still. And it's just exactly opposite of what we've been learning for years. So you've been learning something with your parents, now a few years passed, and your whole reality is being reshaped by another, your surroundings. So something might happen, you might be too expressive and people will start being rude to you. They will start hey, you're saying too much. You're you told someone my secret, or I don't know, some kind of things that happened that oh, I was bad, I'm wrong, and now you started feeling bad because you did something and other people didn't like, and you react in a certain way and that made you feel bad, and now because of that issue or something that happened in the past regarding your thing, I don't know, whichever area you choose, you've made new beliefs, and that new belief became your agreement of your new reality. So here's the thing. Well, that's the difference. Agreements before you incarnate, and that can be whatever you agree to, and agreements that you have or make while you live here, and whatever happens in your life, every day will change your reality in some way, and all these new agreements will shape your reality. So whatever might happen today, whatever might happen tomorrow, whatever happened in the past for like as long as you've lived, shaped your reality, and whatever you believe in is your agreement. If you believe that like right here is my hand, you agree to it, that's your like you revoke it, and I might have a paw here, like it's a thing. So your beliefs, your attitudes, your emotions, how your perception, all that. So when we have the list, and I'm coming back to when I'm talking too fast when I'm making a video, that was my item. So I would like, okay, that's my item. Now I'm gonna look for agreements, and I'm just like asking myself questions. If you have someone to listen to you, it's great because then that person can ask you different questions and you can just talk it out. And as you talk it out, the person can write down your items or like agreements. And if you don't have anyone listening to you and you're by yourself and like, okay, just take a journal, ask yourself a question, and every answer you have, write it down. You can talk it out and like, talk out big, but you will have an easy time noticing the agreements. And so those the agreements like, okay, what does having a hard time or like what does talking fast when I'm making a video mean exactly? It means, and whatever it means, I will write down. Like it means that I'm shy, and I would write down in my journal. Talking too fast means that I'm shy, or talking too fast when I'm making a video means that I'm shy. And like I would ask myself questions like, okay, what might be some of the reasons for talking too fast when making a video? And I'm nervous when making a video. I have a lot to say and not enough time when I'm making a video, and all these things I would list out. These are agreements. This is what I believe in. This is what I think is happening. This is what I feel like. Like, I don't know, my throat like locks up, or it's hard to breathe or hard to talk when I'm making videos, and like I'm just talking too fast, and I don't know how to slow down, for example, when making videos, or just like in general when talking. So like I would write these things down. But you keep it tight, like regarding your issue with whatever you picked. This is your subject or like general area that you're interested in. For me, it's communications, for example, right now. And then my item is like talking too fast when making a video. So if you're doing that, you don't go to another item like talking too fast when communicating with Jimmy, or talking too fast when driving on the road or something. You don't jump to different items. You keep. Stay on this item that you have right now. Don't even if you find agreements and it seems like a new agreement, like you're writing and you're talking it up about your I don't know, back pain, and you're talking it out about having a hard time coming back to or having a hard time working out, not liking, I don't know, studying, all kinds of things. But if you're like writing down your agreements, don't just like necessarily jump to another item. As in, okay, I have a hard I don't know, I don't like working out, I'm too lazy, blah blah blah, and all of a sudden somehow your item shifts into not liking working out, but more like too lazy to work out, and all of a sudden you're answering tons of questions about how you're too lazy, but your item just shifted. So try to be very specific about what you address. And that's in the world, whenever we're asking for something, like a lot of people who believe in God, like, God please this, God please that, or like I want to have a spirit guide. My spirit guide is this. So be very specific what you want, because this is exactly what you're gonna attract. And same thing with agreements. When you take a specific item, you're gonna go through your list of agreements, and you have to be very specific regarding your issue, and you remove the whole area. Like for me, talking too fast when making a video, I would ask myself tons of questions, and Rich has this universal release method. So it's there's tons of over 200 questions. What does your item mean exactly? What might be some of the reasons for your item? You plug in your item. Is your item new to you? I'm just saying your item. You just plug it in. Into the question. So, what does that suggest? What might be some of the reasons for? What does that thing keep you from doing? But don't just write it or that. Plug in your item. As in, you get it. You probably get it. I'm just going over it and over again. But anyway. So say I have my list, and your agreement list can be from 5 agreements to 10 agreements to 100 agreements to over 1,000 agreements, because every person has a specific case and it's different. So whatever I might have regarding the camera, other person is just the camera is their thing. They will talk slowly. They have this narrator skills. They're doing way better than I am, and they're not stressing out. This is really enjoyable for them. They're fired up, and everyone who's watching are hey, this is the best thing they've ever seen. So some people might have issues regarding some subjects, some people won't. And just because I have some issues regarding like talking to camera or talking fast, some like you might not have a single issue with that, but you will have a like hard time listening. You don't like listening. You hate when people talk slowly. So you can talk a lot, but listening is hard. And like everyone has different sort of like different case, different agreements. So it's okay to have like a different list than mine. So now you have a big item, you have a smaller, like you have general area, I'm sorry, you have your specific item, and you have now your agreement list that you just like made. So with all these agreements, you break it down, and like how do I know if I need to pick something similar or just go to another topic? Like for example, it's best, like I mean, the best way it's done is clearing out a specific area. Like for example, I don't know, like well, communication is a huge area for me because like there are like lots of things for me. Talking too fast when making a video, or just talking too fast in general, or talking too fast when I'm nervous. Not having narrator skills or like all that public speaking skills. So like I would have my own issues, but these are all different items that I'm gonna pick, and every item will have their own agreement list that I'm gonna write down and break, just revoke and stuff. And revocation, like if you're interested, if you have questions regarding this sort of subject, write down in the comments because like I can just pick it up and make a video about it easily enough. Like I don't care, just take it all and just if it's useful, it's good. So anyway. Now that you have the list and you're like, okay, you've cleared out, for example, talking to like, okay, I clear out talking too fast when making a video, and like, okay, should I move on to my health problems? Should I move on to my job problems? Should I move on to my some other mood or something, how I feel about myself, or should I keep working on communications? Now, when you do the revocation process, you will notice changes in minutes, hours, days, weeks, months. For everyone is different. If changes don't come too fast, which is weird, but it happens. If changes don't show up right away, or if you don't notice them, you can pick like something close to that area. For example, not having good public speaking skills, being too shy or being too nervous when I'm on camera. Just I have a habit of talking fast or something like that, and I would just pick that area and pick something close, something related, like on communication subject. And for example, when I'm making videos, so that I would improve at that, and I would pick something close. And just because you have a close issue, like you do the revocation on talking, like I would do the revocation process on talking too fast when making a video, and all of a sudden next day I'm still talking fast, but now my feeling state changes. Like I might have different sensations in my body. I might have different emotions regarding the whole thing. Like I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not too shy, but I'm nervous, or I'm like I have too many thoughts going in my head when I'm making a video. And that would be a whole new item to pick. So just because you do the revocation and it seems like your item did not release, it might not be the thing that it did not release, but it might be that the item, or like there's another issue very closely related to your item that you've just revoked, and need to take that something similar. As in, like let's say being criticized or communicating with certain people, having a hard time talking with a specific person, and you revoked like that the whole thing. Like okay, having a hard time talking to my mom, having a hard time talking to my grandpa, having a hard time talking to my boss. And you, like your boss, you named a specific person, like name and last name if you want to, but just be very specific about what are you doing. So you revoke the whole agreement, like your list of agreements regarding your pick topic, like having a hard time talking to your boss, for example. And all of a sudden, when you're talking to your boss, it's not that, like you still have a hard time talking to him, but it's not that it's the same issue. It's more like now you're nervous, like you're afraid what your boss will say. You're like you don't want to be fired, and you feel like it's a hard time talking, but there's another close issue related, and you should pick that and remove the whole thing so that you would have like better like time. So the whole like the general area you pick is a big thing. And I don't know, like I just have a lot to say regarding the subject, but like I'll just remind that like a lot of us have different issues in life, and just because you do a session on this and like okay it worked, but all of a sudden you seem like you have different problems, and like they were there before, or like you might notice new things because of the session that you did, because like you had realizations and different things. So you can address different areas. Just because you're working on one cluster doesn't mean that you always have to address only communication things or only health things. Pick whatever you're interested in or whatever's like present in your life right now. But if you want to notice or to see huge changes, or like really big changes, take that like one area and just break down your issues you have like regarding that. Because like for example, you might have issues with your health, you might have issues with a specific person, and you do a session regarding the specific person, and another day you pick session and do a session on yourself regarding your health, and like okay, you did those two areas, it was a few sessions that was successful, but you still don't see things changing too much. And now you're like, oh, I'm not sure if it's working. It's like for a moment it was good, but now it's like you're noticing new things are popping up, related things are popping up, because like your mind is like, you just shifted your mind, your filter into, it's not just health, it's that specific thing, and now you're gonna see related things. So now that you are more aware of it, pick the general area and break down issues and just go one by one. And like, of course, it's a lot of work like everywhere else, but like when you're addressing related things and you clear out specific things in that area, like communication or health, and what is it with communication, what is it with your health, you break down up to, I don't know, 5, 20, 30 issues, and you do 20, 50, 30 sessions regarding those items, And sometimes you don't have to do that much, because you will find that key thing. You might find that soul contract agreement that you've made before you incarnated here. You might find something big that's going to be the key thing that breaks down, and after it might just be that very thing that the root of everything, or that the stone that holds everything, and now that you took it out, everything else falls apart. As in all the common, familiar, similar issues regarding that place doesn't need to be addressed, because you just took out the main issue, and all the rest is not bothering you anymore. So I mean, that's just a little item of me, how to find agreements and how to do this whole thing. We can go deeper into this whole how to do sessions, go each step, explain all the stuff, but let's just limit this video to what it is right now, and not overdo with information. But if you have any questions, if you're interested, if you want to share anything, please leave it in the comments, so that I can pick up your questions and just make more videos about it, or something else. So anyway, I hope this thing about finding agreements is helpful, it's useful, and let me know. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.